G'day guys, welcome back to Supercoach Sword Play and welcome to my live round review. You probably would have just joined me for this Sunday talk back, and I decided to do my round review a little bit differently this week. We've got a pretty short turnaround and I still have not checked out what my ranking is, how I've actually gone this week. I've got no idea what my final score is, so you can live the pain with me. I know it's not going to be anything fantastic and fully expecting a red arrow. So this is a screen that I was on the last time that you joined me. Let's get right into this. I don't think it's going to be fun. Home. Let's get the screen a little bit bigger. 1956. So it wasn't as bad as what I thought, but still down 465 spots. Oh, outside the top 3K. I'm ranked in the top 2%. Bloody hell, it hurts. So my tough buy is coming up. 1956. It's just not good enough. What was par? Maybe 2,000 this week. 3,372. What? Top 20% this week. No good whatsoever. What am I going to do to recover? 1, 2, 3 more buy rounds to go. One of them's really bad. I don't think it's too bad this week. Got no idea what I'm going to do with my trades. Let's just get straight into this and see what the carnage is looking like. So, update the team. Congrats. 8 out of 14. No idea how I got 8 out of 14. Must have been a tough week for many teams in my league. So, I've got 162K in the bank with 11 trades. No boosts left. And I was hoping that this would be the week where I can get Will Ashcroft right up to Zach Butters, but I just don't think that I can. It's super frustrating. I don't think that I can, so I'm just going to check this. All right. It's comments. If you do have a comment, feel free to leave it down below. But all right, let's do a quick round review. Let's have a look at the actual side, and then we'll work out what on earth I'm going to do with my trades here. So we've got Dale, Whitfield, Zorko, Sheasel, Roberts, and Clark down back at the moment, but I do have Jack Sinclair here in the midfield as well. So basically a completed defense if I do count Roberts. Now, will I be able to trade Roberts out? I'm not too sure, but Dale, super stoked with an 18. He looked really good. We've talked about Whitfield and live with an 84. The role change just is not suiting him at the moment, and that's a little bit shattering, but it is what it is. Again, I don't know if I'll be able to afford to trade him out. Zorko with an 80. So lots of people are already asking me, who do I sideways? Is it Whitfield or Zorko? I'll have a look when I get to my trades. I'll look at every option, but for now, I think I'm just going to hold the two, as disappointing as they have been lately. Sheasel, well, he's a massive concern as well, but luckily he came out with a 137. If you compare his first half to his second half, absolute chalk and cheese. So this was a massive win as an owner, but it has been said that he'll be spending most of his time mid-forward for the rest of the season. I hope that it's mid rather than forward, but no one knows what the split's going to be apart from Clarko. Roberts was out with illness, which really hurt many, along with Baz. He does have the bye this week. The break-even's 85. Really missed out on that Richmond game where he could have really cashed in, but it is what it is. I'm probably holding for now because this is a relatively easy buy for me. Clark with a 71, that was really, really nice. Actually used his score on field this week with all the sub carnage, so cannot complain with my man there. Carroll subbed out with a 30, no good. Campbell Gray, injured in the VFL, all of a sudden will not be making cash, and all he's going to be is potentially a bit of a handy loop and some flexibility for trades, given the fact he's a defensive forward. The Bond, well, I bought him in this week. I paid up the big cash. And, of course, well, I'm going to call this a failure because 101 is not what I wanted, but it is a season-long pick, has a nice fixture, and I think that we will be able to cash in, particularly with this Marvel run. So am I disappointed I had to pay up? Well, I didn't have to pay up. Am I disappointed I decided to pay up? In a way, yes, but I fully knew what I was doing. So my choice there, I do love having him in the side. Jordan Dawson with 108. It was shattering, but really heartwarming at the same time. If I look at the Supercoach side of things, seeing that big contested mark as a captain, kicking that goal under pressure, wonderful, wonderful. But as a Brisbane Lions supporter, it was like an absolute dagger to the heart. So, yeah, a real tough one there watching Dawson. But from a Supercoach sense, I'm glad I've got him because I really do like that Supercoach finals fixture. So good to just lock him in. Chalking here with a 92. Super, super disappointing. What do you do with this man? I will look to sideways him, see what the options are like, but probably have to hold at this stage, I think. But the tag game's just getting to him. Cherry with 109, super happy to hold this bloke. Does have a relatively nice fixture coming up as well, so we'll take advantage of that. Lucky he wasn't KO'd, super lucky there. Dacos has a bye this week. Man, what do you do? The timing wasn't right with this pick, and I didn't pay up, but I was a week late on it and missed the big ceiling score. Just have not been rewarded since then. So bit of a failure has Nick Dacos been for me. Josh Dunkley, so he's hit back after a pretty lean 3-week run, but he was the best scorer out of all the Brisbane Lions players this week, so I'll forgive him. Time to go off. What do we even say about this pick? Xavier Lindsay, 305K. I thought he'd have an extra 40K in his head, and the break-even's 102. Just did everything wrong. Like, what was he thinking? I know he's a young man. I'm taking this from a Supercoach point of view, but come on, the tackle, then the trip. Just let go of his legs. A 50-meter penalty. You got to know better than that. Just didn't work out for him. There were times where he actually looked okay, but a massive failure holding on to Lindsay, and it looks like a must trade this week. Clay Hall, I brought up his stats in the live, 20-odd minutes ago, and just ridiculous that this bloke is not getting a game. I understand that Jack Graham's there, as I mentioned, but at least play him as a sub. It is just beyond ridiculous. What more can the man do to get a Guernsey? Brayshaw, really welcome him back in the side this week along with Jack Sinclair. Who knows what is going to happen with the box? I really don't know if he's going to be named. I hope he is, just to get another warm body in. Although this is a relatively easy buy for me. Cherry wrap with him. We all knew he was going to go massive and had a big first quarter, big last quarter, a little bit mediocre in between, but that's all good. Max Gorn, really interesting seeing Stephen May clash with Max at the end of the game, but 130, yeah, we're certainly not complaining there. Boy didn't play, we know that. Baz really hurt a lot this week, particularly Baz out, Roberts out, some of the rookies that we may have been expecting to get up or name that didn't. But do we trade him? Absolutely not, in my opinion. For that run that he's got in that nice fixture, not having Baz, that's going to be an absolute death ride. So, yeah, I'm not up for that. Bolton, I welcome him back this week. He was my captain, obviously with big Sherry as a VC. Warner, well, 88 for him. We knew that this was going to be an up-and-down type pick. If you don't own him, damn, he's all the way back down. 478 with a break-even of 136. So you probably just use him, if you don't own him, maybe as that flex player. Because with 136, look, who knows, he could score that, he may not. But even at this price, I think he's going to be a good buy after his buy. So, yeah, not good as an owner. What's happened with this man, Rankin? 466K. Just has not been doing it for us, has he? Look at this run. So he hasn't hit the ton in 5 weeks. 97, 90, 87, 89. They're not the worst type scores, but compared to a track who I had him in front of, just not getting it done at all. Levi has had a lean couple of weeks, and what's his break even? Basically the same as a Lindsay, so that's really going to hurt. Pedlar with a 37. Well, I wasn't expecting the world from him, but again, it's his third game curse. I know he was up against Brisbane, but gave away a couple of free kicks, did a couple of nice things, some 1%ers, but 37 just is not what we want. We know that Simpson's out, Day Wicks with a 16. A really unfortunate 50-meter penalty against, and another one, but he was subbed. But when he actually came on, had a bit of an impact. But yeah, just killed his score. Absolutely killed his score. And then Daniel, I'm a very happy owner with a 124. And if you traded him out, you'd be extremely disappointed. But I held the faith along with Chera, which is something one good decision that I actually made for the year to date. So, trades. What on earth am I going to do? Originally, what I wanted to do was get Lashcroft up to Butters, but I simply can't do that now, can I? What's the difference? Oh, sorry. So Sorry. I need to use a bit of flex action there, don't I? All right, so I'm 17K down. All right, so I need to exhaust all options this week. Now, before I do, let's have a look. Undo changes. What did I do there? Nothing. All right, let's have a look at my buys. So for this week, playing in round 14, Roberts is out. Gray's out anyway. Dacos, I can cover for. And then Warner's out. Got my flex in. So it's a really, really easy buy for me this week. Round 15. Geez, well, again, that's looking okay, isn't it? So Rankin's out and Pedler. Maybe a spot down there. Rachel Sinclair in there. So that should be okay. Another relatively easy buy. And then, like many, we get to this 16. And it's a big concern. What am I going to do in my backline here? So I've got Whitfield, Zorko, and Clark that'll be out. Carroll, who knows, he comes on for 30. And then Gray's going to be out as well. So that's 1, 2, 3 spots most likely gone already. These can be filled, but I'm probably getting rid, of Lindsay. So I'm going to have another drink. Look at this. Hall, give the bloke a game. Rocks I don't touch. 1, 2 out here. Geez, yeah. I'm not looking fantastic, am I? And then I'm going to invest in Zach Clark this week. It's just shocking, isn't it? Can I get rid of the other Clark? No, Zach Johnson. Sorry, not Zach Clark. Zach Johnson. Zach Clark and Freo. All right, so let's clear the buys. Now, I really wanted to hold on to Levi, but I don't think I can. I don't think I can afford to lose any more cash. All right, so I'll get 581. So this is an easy Nas or Butters along with Zachy Boy from Essendon. And it's my 1 up, 1 down. I'll be down to 9 trades, but where on earth is the cash gen coming from? What do I have left over? So Zach Johnson is a nice price. And if I go for Butters, so I'll still have 174. If I complete those trades, what's my team actually looking like? So regardless of what the buys look like, let's just get the best team up here. Gee, it's sad that Pedler's most likely the best team, isn't it? And Clark, gee, this is bad. Butters. Okay, so 1, 2. I've got Butters there. So I've got 2 spots left to upgrade. If I want to get to the 23 and 174 in the bank, it just gets me nowhere because who are my cash cows? Nothing. 192. I'm not going to call it nothing, but don't want to trade him yet. Just got him in. Nothing. This is the trouble, isn't it? Nothing. What's the plan from here? This is why people are sidewaysing, isn't it? Do I have to skip Butters? I may have to skip Butters and go the Nas route. Oh, it hurts so much because I didn't want to trade both Ashcroft and Lindsay this week. Could I do something clever? Or is it clever trading Lockie? Surely it's not. Nazaya. All right, so let's get in Zach Johnson first. And then we'll get in Naz. Do some DPP for a sec. I'll have 231. Do I need to get funky? That'll give me 235, but I don't like that. It's so sideways, isn't it? What else can I do? All right, how about if I take Nas out? McKercher, break even of 25. What's he done the last couple of weeks? Look at, see, that it's so volatile, isn't it? We've got a stretch of 50s, a 40, 129, 63, 144. Playing West Coast. Oh, I just don't know. I really don't know about this play. Mills, he's got the bye this week. I could probably afford 357. This is tough. I really don't want to sideways a primo. I really don't. But to complete this side, I feel like I may need to. Oh, we've got some comments here. I'll quickly go to the comments. Matty Murphy, hey mate, hey dear, thoughts on Lindsay to Jackson or Johnson, Lashcroft to Butters, Huswaite to Nazaya, 200 bank, 17 primos plus 3 rookies. Johnson, Ashcroft to Butters, Huswaite to Butters, and Huswaite to... Oh, yeah, I like the second one, mate. So Johnson... So Lashcroft to Butters and Huswaite to Nazaya, I really like that, mate. That's definitely the way I'd be going, I think. Theo, Butters this week, does he get the tag from D's? Should I wait a week? Well, I think we can wait a week, but we thought that he was going to score low with the Bedford tag. That's one of the ones we worry about the most, Theo. So I'm not going to take the tag into too much account. Is it going to be maybe an Ed Langdon they go to, like a day cost, possibly? Jonas, don't be disappointed paying up for the bonds, 150K for the head on the other hand. Ooh, ouch. It hurt, mate, but I just needed cash. I needed cash. Roberts to Kirch to fund it. Huge gamble, but seen some Swans fans who don't like Roberts long term, but Kirch super risky with crazy Clarko. You're absolutely right, mate. You're absolutely right. See McKercher. So what are you making there? You're making about 50K. 50K. If I was really struggling this week for the buy, maybe. But I'm looking okay personally, but it's maybe something you could do. Bloody Lindsay, I'm with you, Lewis. How do you ask Will Ashcroft a dead ringer for the Paddle Pop Lion? I haven't even thought about that, mate, but maybe the hair could suggest that, actually. Placey, also a bit cooked for the round 16 buy. Zorko down the Mills could be good. Handy coins will put towards final upgrades too. Oh, man. I just feel who's the type of player that could absolutely get you. Look at this 166. But I suppose apart from that, 118, 166, 104, we are going all the way back, aren't we? From rounds 1 to 3. Geelong, Port, Carlton. It's not a fantastic run. But Mills, we didn't get to see him with Roberts. What's it going to look like with both of them together? I'm really not too sure. But it could be a move. It could be a move. Place, you would have to wait until next week to do it, though, with Mills on the bye. That's the thing, isn't it, mate? That's really tough. Dazza, hope you're going okay, champ. You too, mate. We're seeing to replace Roberts, Flynn, and Lindsay out for Johnson, Butters, and Dunkley. 8 trades, 1 forward, and flex to fill. Is this okay? So you go and replace Roberts, Flynn, and Lindsay. Well, this is if you don't like Roberts, mate. I'm more of a hold on Roberts. Out for Johnson, Butters, and Dunkley. Yeah, I don't mind that, mate. But be prepared with Dunkley as well to get some of those lower type scores. The 120 was nice, but the run before that wasn't fantastic, mate. And there will be times like he played on Cordwell in that last quarter where he goes to that defensive type role. So, yeah, it'll be a little bit up and down for you, mate. Benny, leave enough cash in the bank this week to get Pedal to Mills next week. Mills is a good flex. Maybe the Ped to Mills is a decent shout. Don't mind that, Benny. Roberts, Lindsay, and Shannon Neal to Naz, Butters, and Johnson. Went Neal, hoping he made me 100K, then has an easy upgrade to Martin after his round 16 bye, but getting injured has stopped that. I don't mind that, mate, if you are, again, keen on getting rid of Roberts. Okay, so thinking outside the box. It's still coming down to Lindsay and Ashcroft. It's just, do I make a sneaky sideways trade now? Let's have a look at these break evens. So Neal's is 154. I'm actually tempted to do it to free up that buy. What's the difference between Neal and Butters? Geez, it's basically a straight swap, isn't it? Can I afford to do it with my trades? I really need to be going down, don't I? From someone like a Neal. Sideways Neal for Butters. Butters has the extra game. I really don't love it. But getting Butters and Nas in this week, both by free, I think I could go worse. All right, is that maybe the play, or am I going crazy here? Can I do that? All right, so first of all, I need to get Johnson in, don't I? So we'll get Johnson in the midfield. Zachy Johnson. So that's one play that I need to make. And now, have I got Naz, Butters, so complete sideways and upgrade. 2 round 16 players, 1 round 16, 2 by free. Top of the line. Could still be. Oh, down to 8 trades. So what does that actually look like? It's the forward line that's really struggling, isn't it? Is that where I just take the hit? So I'm just using some DPP here to try to get this best side on. Probably have Clark on over Zach Johnson. I want Clark on field though. Yeah, so let's just say this is the best side for now. Means I'll have to keep Roberts. I've got Zach Johnson there, and I've got the Ped there. So I've got 21, but I've got 235 in the bank. So do I do something like that and then just settle for one of these dead guys up to a Mills? I don't think I'm leaving myself enough room here, am I? 8 trades left. Is that maybe the way to go? Is it too sideways getting a Butters in? Do I just need to let go of Butters and go for that real cheap type primo? Do I just have to settle with going that 22 primo route and just hoping that from week to week, one of the rookies plays in my flex position? In regards to the best of the best, I originally thought that Whitfield, Zorko, and Sinclair would be the best of the best backs. I suppose adding Dale and Wanganeen Miller to the mix, that's really nice. So overall, Sheasel's a bit questionable. I don't mind it in the back line. Who am I missing out on? Maybe a Clark and a Holmes or an Ash. In the midfield here, you're looking at now your Butters, your Bont, Brayshaw, Dawson, Dacos, Cherrod, Dunkley. You could say maybe you'd like to have a Lockie Neal, who I've just traded out. Tom Green and Noah Anderson. Not too many names though, that are really scaring me. Obviously got the 2 big boys here. Now, it's probably Track and Horn Francis. Now, Horn Francis is the bloke I'll need to get into the forward line here. But again, on that midfielder down, do I just go Sinclair in the midfield for the rest of the season? I could potentially do that. But this spot here, yeah, surely it's got to be Horn Francis. Do I wait on Mills? Horn Francis plays this week, wait the week after. Ooh, would I be able to do it? Do you know what? Depending on what Pedler gets this week, what's his break-even, Pedler? -9. Oh, 9. Oh, if he can jag a 60, 20, 210. Ooh, probably not, but I'll need to get McCarthy in. Yeah, I don't know if I can pay out for Butters. I don't know. But for now, without thinking about it too much, I think that's the way that I'm going to go. 8 trades left, but I've got a fair bit in the bank. I just wish I really did need a Gray and a Simpson to work out for me. If somehow Clay Hall gets a couple of matches, then there's a little bit more hope. Gone, not owning him. Maybe that's what I need to do instead of Chalky. No, do you know what? I'm going to leave it like that just for now. I think I'm going to leave it like that for now. Captains for the week. Oh, I've got Sherry, who I'm always going to go with. Saints and Dogs. Do I go Bont VC against the Sainers? Butters against Melbourne. Baz against Essendon, you'd probably go if there was no injury concerns there. Do I go Sinclair against the Dogs? Bailey Dale, you'd normally go against St Kilda back in the day, wouldn't you? I'm probably, without thinking about it again too much, you bought the Bont for a reason. And then I'll go into Sherry. I think it'd be nice to get it over and done with on the Thursday night. We've got a very short turnaround this week as well. Now, Roberts is obviously out with the bye, so Carroll hopefully can cover. Who knows? Day Wicks for Dacos. Again, who knows? Or it could be the box. Hopefully Hall, but I wouldn't be counting on that. And I won't have anyone there, so I'll be 1 down. What will I be? Can I? Maybe. That'd be nice if I could. But again, I'm not expecting any big scores there. So if I now look without Shocky to round 16. Okay, so one down there with Carroll, but maybe two down. Dacos will come on with Warner there on perfect. Yeah, and still two down here. So still a little bit dicey, but who knows what other changes I could make by then. Hopefully it's Horn Francis coming in. Potentially if even Clark has enough money on his head with some DPP. So, look, it's definitely going to be, I think, Ashcroft and Lindsay out this week. As much as I hate it, do I just cop the Ashcroft loss and hold him for the rest of the year and just focus on getting out Lindsay? I'm not too sure. This has all been in a bit of a rush, so hope you enjoyed it, guys. Do I have any other comments? Geez, I do actually. So I'll quickly get through these comments and excuse me. Let's get. I shouldn't have done that. Should not have done that. Oh, I did do. All right. Excuse me. All right. Oh, gosh. All right. We'll end with a few comments here. This has not been the most professional round review ever. But I did have some expletives, and I thought, no, I'm gonna hold myself back. I was going to give some blokes here an absolute roast. I'm not talking in the comment section. I'm talking about blokes in my Supercoach side, but decided to try to keep it, a little bit more family friendly. Rhino, McAuliffe Gray and Holder Butters McCarthy and Johnson will leave me with 2 forward primo spots left. Holmes flex, or Horn Francis or Jackson leaving 1 forward primo, but would have to find someone cheap for flex. I think that is fine, Rhino. Global, maybe going down to TDK might be an option. Do you know what, man? I was thinking the same thing. I just don't know if I could bring myself to do it. Oh, to make the cash? I know, dude. I know. Keep Neil and do that. Maybe I do. Maybe I actually look at that. Look, this round review is going on forever and ever. If you stick with me, I may even try to. I'll get to these comments and I may reset these trades and see going out. Griffin, thoughts on Hardiman, Roberts, and Lindsay to McKercher, Naz, and Johnson? Yeah, I'm just not sure on the Kirch. Janeth will talk about him, I know, on the potty tomorrow night. It's all about, do you have faith in the role? It could be an option. He certainly could be an option. But I just don't know. Oh, excuse me. I shouldn't have scaled that. It could be. It could be an option. Joan, Roberts 449 the buy and Nas 507. How many points per week do you think he beats him by? 10, 15, 20? It's a good point. It's a good point. Do you include Roberts? I'm sort of committed to hold. Oh, go on, Roberts. You could. You could. Thunder, I think it's time to jump on the Miles Bergman train. Defender mid. That's not a bad shout. 414. Imagine that. Supercoach 2025. Let's trade Gorn to Bergman, to Miles Bergman. Why not, folks? What happened here with the 66? Was this a different role? 128, 104, 104, 66 in last month. Do you know what? We will have a good look at him. That's not a bad shout. Not a bad shout there, Thunder. Logs, might be some Sam Darcy season next week. That's how bad I'm looking. 440K into Richmond. Hey, potentially, mate. Potentially. He's going to be part of the trash or treasure that we look at. Is Horn Francis back this week? I think he may be. Burns. Matty, I like how it looks. With the rookie situation, we just have to do the best we can. You're right, mate. Chalky out. Could it be Gawn? Have a look at Gawn's last two versus Port DR. Oh, I knew this, Placey. Let's have a look. This is going to make me instantly not do this, isn't it? All right, Port. A pair of 177s. Oh. Is this the week not to do it? Oh, so he's under 700K. So 177. And what's his break even? It's 171. So he probably goes 6 over if history repeats. So maybe I look to maybe not do the Chocky one this week. I'll still do that and maybe gone down to TDK. And that's how I finished my side. But TDK's break even now. Dang it. Oh, not West Coast. Do I bring in TDK over Butters this week in the flex and then plan to trade Gawn out before his tough run and keep him for Port this week? That could be an option. Ooh, Cherry. But then he's got Port. Cameron, Fort/Big O, Gawn, Meek, Dogger/Shrek, Wits, Port again, Essendon. Supercoach finals run. Tough one here. Good. Oh, hate planning to trade out Gawn. What is this here? Maybe that could be part of the plan, though. That could be part of the plan. So next week, Gawn, TDK. Oh, I don't even want to think about it, but potentially. But this week versus Port, it's going to be so tough. Or do I get TDK in this week? I'm going to go through these trades again. So this is going to go for so long. Put the C on Gawn against D's. Put the C on Gawn against the D's. Well, that'll be interesting if he plays himself. Eighth. Lashcroft and Lindsay and Gray to Nazaya, Kirch and Johnson. Should I do a basement rookie and save the extra 15K? No, I'd go Johnson. I'd absolutely go Johnson, mate. Jonas Gawn versus Vicentini Hard is going to get real ugly. Sherry proper VC into Maximus Gawn C. What have I done? Bond into Sherry, haven't I? Yeah, so I need to do that a little bit differently. What have I done there on my phone? I'll absolutely do that, actually, mate. I didn't even think about the big fella. Hall and MacArthur, this sub this week, as Eagles coaches said that it will definitely won't be Allen. Allen will get a full game, either in the seniors or Waffle by the sounds of it. Matty, I hope, mate, that Clay Hall gets a game, because if not, I don't know what we can do with him. Placey Hadia, I'll send you my team and trade ideas on Twitter, brother. Awesome, dude. And for anyone that has messaged me on X, Twitter, I'm so sorry. I would have 1,000 unread messages. I do apologize. I get like 50, 100 a day, and I just can't keep on top of them. But always a good way is to maybe comment on a post or something. I've sent you a DM or whatever, and then I'll be able to look for it. So, yep, no worries, Placey. H, how are you, brother? Can we have a chat this week out, mate? I've been meaning to sit down with you blokes and have a really decent chat. So, absolutely, brother. Absolutely. Much love to you, H. Eth, Sherry to Meek is my only way of getting a 23rd, or should I just have the 22 primos and keep X? Yeah, at this stage, mate, I'm going to struggle to get 22. So if you can get to 23, I think it's going to be a super luxury. Thoughts on trading Horn friend JHF to Bont if he's not named this week? Have held for 3+ weeks, but I've lost patience. Look, H, I think if you've held for that long, you've probably just got to hold for one more, mate. It'd be super frustrating holding for 3 weeks, and then you trade him out. He's back the next week. So if you've held for this long, the way I'm thinking at the moment, mate, is probably just hold, because most people, if they've got an extra trade up the sleeve, will be jumping on him, mate, at his price. So you will cop a bit of a cash loss, but I'd probably hold on to him, mate, as unfortunate as that is, brother. Benny, how are you, Benny? Love your work, DR. Keep doing your thing. Thank you very much, my man. The standard Lindsay to Ashcroft to Johnson and Butters for me this week. I think that's going to be a really popular trade, mate. And you can't really go wrong, can you? Burn, thing to bring in Grind Myers, low on coin. Am I missing any red flags? Look, I had a little look at Grind, mate, and he's not the worst pick with that fixture. He's playing a slightly different role, so he'll be part of our trash or treasure on Tuesday night. I've actually got a special slide for him, mate. So a couple of red flags, but I don't think they're too red at the moment, apart from history and that flaw when he isn't around the football as much. Also, Romo to TDK, or is that a waste? Or do you think, sorry, is that a waste of a trade? Do you think with not many trades left? What is Romo at the moment? So 547, 179 break even. Collingwood, Freo, North, Richmond, Essendon. Geez, he doesn't have a bad last 3 games, but Melbourne North doesn't play wits. Possibly sideways, mate, but if you like TDK, look, yeah, team situation dependent. I probably do not like that, mate. I think you probably just got to ride it. Non-Gorn owners like, do it. Don't trade Gorn. Oh, look, it's an option that I need to at least look at, I think, mate. I've always said no, but I need to at least look at it. Gorn might be the play. Gorn might play the Ds so we can have a go at me. I love that, mate. Does Sig, Ash, Das, Rosie, Dale, and Sheasel as defense? Does that stand up DR? I have Sinclair. Yeah, I think that's fine, mate. You've got Sinclair's a really good pick. Ash is a really good pick. Nas is fantastic. Rosie, great. Dale, yes. Sheasel, I think that is absolutely fine, brother. Lots of people like me are running with a Roberts type, so I don't see anything wrong with that, my man. All right. Let's play around with these trades once more. Let's just say that I did go Maxi out. I hate doing this. It feels so wrong. All right, so TDK. We go there. We get Lindsay out for our friend Zach Johnson. And then I've got to decide out of Butters and Nazaya, don't I, for the last one. Now, if I do get... See, I wouldn't get Neil out. I can't do that, can I? No, that'd be too crazy, I think. So if I got Lashcroft out with Daniel in, and let's just say that I did hold off on Butters again, and I went someone like Nazaya. So, yeah, that's an upgrade. But I'm bloody losing Max Gawn. That's shocking. Against Port. But I'm getting TDK against West Coast. So that's what that would look like there. With 392k left in the bank. So I've still got to get rid of... all right, just let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... 6. So 1, 2. I'd still have 2 spots to upgrade, wouldn't I? So 2 spots to upgrade, but one's really easy with 392. Like, that's a Horn Francis from a nobody, potentially in a couple of weeks. That could be the way to go. But what I'd rather do is almost just hold Gorn this week and potentially even bring... But I don't think I can afford to trade out both Gorn and Shockey as sideways premiums. I don't think I'll be able to do that. Let's just say if I went Shockey out this week for TDK. that make more sense? But then I'm still committing to Gorn in a way, aren't I? Then we get Lindsay out. Oops, sorry. Then we get Lindsay out for Johnson. And 386k. That's when we get Lashcroft out. And then we need some DPP magic, don't we, to get Nas. Okay, so that hurts, doesn't it? I can't do much there, can I? Forward, and I don't have any more DPP forward. Okay, so how about if I do that? I could swap Sinclair. All right, so let's just see if I do that. I've got 8 trades left. So if I look at the way this is set up, Nazaya comes on there, defense complete, 1, 2 in here. Daniel's a keeper, so that's complete, not taking into account positions at the moment because I can use DPP. 1, 2. So I need 2 more upgrades. And if I split Gorn next week, with 3 trades, could I almost complete the side? If I split Gorn to Butters, that could almost do it. So let's just say he gets to even 680. Butters 580. I'll make 100k there. Then I'll have an extra 100k here. So 362 down to 7 trades. Still a little bit dicey, isn't it? Still a little bit dicey. I don't know if I'm in the position where I can be sidewaysing, a Chocky to a TDK. I think it's got to be a Chocky down to a Mills or a McKercher or someone like that. Or can it just be, do I just go wait this week and go the Gorn to the TDK? Again, it's probably doesn't make sense money-wise, stock market-wise, does it? Oh, I'm still confused, guys. I'm still really confused. I'm going to have a good think about these trades. Do we have any comments before I let everyone go? All right, here we go. Pro model, all the forwards I want to get in. McRae, Horn, Francis, Track, all have high break-evens, but I can't wait on all 3. What's the order of these? I don't know if McRae is going to be, but probably Track I'd have as number 1. McRae and then Horn Francis, just because of the break-evens, I think, mate. Or has McRae even got a high break-even? I'm not too sure. Track's probably the one that I'd trust the most. Bring in another Primo instead of Johnson. You could. But do I need that extra money maker? Well, I need Zach Johnson's money. $376. Just save. I know he isn't playing this week, but is that needs you some DPP, don't I? How am I going to do this? Will that work? No. All right, let's just cancel that. What is Mills? 376 I've got there. Whoop. Yeah, I could. It'd have to be gone down. So maybe if I get gone out, it might get me 3. It's just so bad. I don't think I can trade out Gorney this week against Port. I really don't think I can. It's got to be Lindsay. Lashcroft. No, I won't be able to. No. I don't think there's another primo that I like, or that I can even get at around 505. Oh, what midfielders are we looking at here? Newcomb. Trade out Max Gorn Newcomb. Am I thinking? No, I'm not doing that. Josh Dacos has got a buy coming up. Sligo, Hopper, Walsh. Kennedy gets ripped off. LDU, I wish he would actually come good. Do I get Ned Long in? Peatling, disappointing score from him. Nah, I'm going way too down. Then there's Miles Bergman. Getting Gorn out. Bergman, nah, surely not. No, I can't do it, I don't think. I don't think I can do it. Butters over Nass, if trading Gorn, as Butters can match Gorn's ceiling. That is a good point, Benny. That's a good point, mate. Only really if Gorn trade, if you can afford a primo instead of Johnson. Yeah, so just check that one out, Heath. It's a good point and something to look at, but I don't think I can get anyone that I really like there. I think I'd rather Gorn in a shit 23rd than a good 23. He's just that good. That is true, Logs. It's so scary. I don't think I can trade out Gorn this week versus Vicentini. Mike, Pryor and Lindsay to Nass and Butters. Love it. Next week, Hardiman and Cash in the bank to Mills. Next week, Hewitt and Pedler to Horn Francis and Rookie. That is absolutely fantastic. You are in an extremely good position being able to do that, mate. Gornaz Vicentini, yeah, Causa. Going to be a scary non-own, mate. You should trade out Roberts rather than Gorn. He could hurt. Roberts won't. Yeah, so maybe instead of that Gorn to a TDK, do you look to go maybe Roberts down to Mills as that extra money-making option? Could they score around the same? It's something that you could look to do. The Chocky down to someone like a 467 doesn't... I'm not really wrapped with that. Sorry, Roberts for Roberts, just like Gorn playing Gorn. So that gives me 255 in the bank. Lindsay Ashcroft. 944. So, you know, it's a gun and then a little bit extra. The issue is I've got no one else to put this money on. There's just no one there. Yeah, Carroll maybe. What's his break even? 34. Okay. Live with that. Lose a little bit on as a sub. Nice. Oh, again, it's all this DPP business, isn't it? Nas 437. Is McKercher, he's like a mid forward, isn't he? Have we got DPP Agonies here? Yeah, Daniel again. How crazy is that? Mills this week, it sounds silly, doesn't it? So 8 trades left. What does that look like? So McKercher. How am I going to swap him with Day Wicks? I can't do that. It's just a little bit dicey, isn't it? I need consistently working at this DPP. Can I just optimize? All right, optimize. Thank you. All right, that's better. Oh, but then McKercher's here all of a sudden. Dacos is off there. Gray, Warner. Daywicks. Oh, well, all the DPP stuffed, but if I count these guys as keepers who have just got in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22, and with 8 trades left and 44K. It's a bit dicey. What do you blokes reckon about that? Matty, trade Roberts over Gawn. Yeah, I'm not trading Gawn this week. I've decided that. Trade Neil before the round 16 by H. Yeah, I'm thinking though, mate. Is it this week or never? With that high break even, with the potential tag, the Bedford tag. Don't know. Driz might go Kako and Lindsay to Bergman and Johnson this week, leaving me with 3 rookies on field and 8 trades. Bergman's an interesting one. I just don't know enough about the pick. Johnny, I know I shouldn't, but I'm tempted to do Neil to Holmes. It is very sideways, isn't it? Because they've got the same buy as well. If it was to a non-buy player, maybe. Baker, Liam Baker. Liam Baker? $500 for Liam Baker. What's he been doing, this man? Jeez, okay. So since round 7, 76, 84, 102, 119, 103, 127, 119. That would be a pod. But knowing that someone like Horn Francis will be available for hopefully round 450 and under, I wouldn't mind that by free. But I tell you what, not a bad shout. How about you trade Gawn to me? If you don't want him, no, I'll keep him, Puffer. I'll keep him. Matty Murphy, you must have muted yourself as I can't hear you. Oh, can everyone hear me? I'll just go down to the bottom of the comments. Can you just give me a thumbs up or something if you can hear me? If not, I'll make sure that I change the mic up. Where am I, Nathan Murphy? JC, Zorka the Magnificent must be out this week. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong sideways. Maybe it's not Roberts, Neil, Gawn. It's Zorko, possibly, mate. As a Shezel non-owner, should I bring him in with Whitfield, Sinclair, Holmes, Nazaya, Rosie already there? I'll be very worried about bringing Shezel in, mate. At halftime, we're all pulling our hair out, celebrating by the end of the game. It's all about that split. If you think it's going to be more midfield, potentially. But, yeah, I suppose he's at a good price with the buy already past him. Promoter, I'm praying that McCarthy's playing this week so I can bank 185 and not lose cash on Moraes. That would be very, very handy, mate. We can hear you fine. Thanks, Abby. Appreciate it, mate. Hawksy dear, I'm going to be hot on the it's going to be hot in the mailbag tweet because I'm at a loss about what to do this week, mate. Welcome for the mailbag tweet. We will probably do a separate mailbag video this week again because I know that the potty is going to be chock full of those tier makers and all that sort of stuff, mate. So, yeah, definitely get in the potty, mate. Def mid for McKercher. It's a handy DPP causer. Jonas, gun primo on the flex and looping 2 rookies as in the 23rd player, even across other positions with DPP will work better. Not a bad call at all, buddy. Seriously thinking about Walsh as a pod flex. I don't like Walsh myself, mate, but maybe it's a bit of bias about last year in his back. And Myers in the forward line. Myers, I don't mind as a pod. Time to throw the kitchen sink. I've clawed my way up to 17K after being below 50K. Congrats, mate, but need some pods. Yeah, Myers is a pod I don't mind at all, mate. Puffer, thoughts on which two to field out of Fonte, Clark and Johnson this week? I would go with Fonty. I think Fonty is actually looking pretty good, and most likely Johnson. So Fonty and Johnson probably for me, mate. Bedford tag already happened. Who's this for? He went 141. Oh, yes, Butters, absolutely. I'm talking about the Bedford tag for Lockie Neal over Butters, mate. Causa, considering Fonty, Ashcroft, and Neal to Naz, Butters, and McKercher, I will definitely be keeping Fonty for now, mate. I think he's got a lowish break even from memory. Where are we, Joe Fonty? Yeah, keep on to Fonty, mate. Absolutely, in my opinion. Don't trade Fonty. Yep, agree, Puffer. How do you know about Liam Baker or Daniel Turner? Well, mate, been a lot going on at the moment, and I won't get into that, but Liam Baker is a name that I'll just scroll past, absolutely scroll past, because I've pretty much got my list of players, my pool of players that I've been keeping on my watch list, and I've basically penciled in some side and just waiting for the right time to pounce, like your Naz, like your Butters, like your Horn Francis, and there's only limited spots. But that's why I've got people like you, Joshy, throwing the pods out there, mate, and I like it. Would you trade Merritt or Whitfield? Well, they've both got a role change, mate. I would trade the one you think has the worst chance of getting back to their normal role. Is the best advice I can give you, mate. Thanks for that, mate. Thanks, Placey. Thanks, Puffer. Beautiful. Thanks, guys. All right. Jonas, I'm trading Robertson Stone to Butters and Johnson. Yep. Naz is great value, but Butters is a must-have. Yep, good, mate. Can hear you, mate. Thumbs up. Thanks, mate. JJ, are you excited for the once-off Rage Trade Tuesdays? Well, I tell you what, mate. I reckon while you boys are recording that video, we're going to be recording the potty, which will be right. Do you know what? Depending on how early we go, it may even be ready right after the Rage Trade Tuesdays. So very, very much looking forward to that, mate. And I should be able to tune in for a bit of it because it's obviously not the Mondays and I don't have my basketball. So getting very, very excited about that one, mate. Very, very excited about that one. Near to the bond, H. If you're going to sideways, then, well, it's not sideways, is it? You're upgrading there. Chocky's not doing it for us, is he? Really? I wish Caldwell says Placey didn't have that round 16 buy. I would have done exactly the same thing, mate. And even with that round 16 buy, I was thinking about doing the same thing just as a bit of a cash play, and it may have actually worked. Now that I'm thinking about the Gorns, Chockies, all these guys, I should have just gone with it. But the biggest one I'm regretting is the Cleary to Sheldrick move. I was going to do that a couple of weeks ago, and it's bit me in the backside, mate, for not doing it. Joshy, check Daniel Turner's 3-round average. Daniel Turner, 55 for a break even. And what's Danny Boy been doing? He's got an 85, a 102, and an 84. So not too bad there. Not too bad. At 408K with the upcoming buy, I'm still not going there, Josh. But if you like him with that 50-odd break even, mate, then absolutely go for it. But yeah, I don't think Turner's picked for me. I'd rather be going something like a Bergman, I think, at this stage. Very strange, says Matty Murphy. I lost sound on your pod. Sound came back once. Exited, came back. Love your work, dear. Thanks, Matty. Hey, mate, appreciate the fact that you let me know anyway, mate, because I'd much rather you let me know than me banging on without anyone being able to hear me. Cheers, mate. Content galore. It's going to be a huge week, Joshy, and the turnaround very, very short, man. Thanks for your work, DR. CJ, no worries, man. Thinking Roberts to Naz, Long to Butters, Lindsay to Johnson. We'll have 8 trades left with 123K. It's funny because I could hold all of Roberts. Well, I could hold Roberts. I could hold Long, but the ins that you're getting are very, very nice, mate. But at the same time, I think they're blokes that you could hold if you want to. Bailey, Diaz, it crazy trading at Baz? Oh, yeah, I think it's a little bit, but I don't know the answer to that question. That's going to dictate, I think, my response, mate. If it's pretty serious, then you absolutely could. But if it's not, then I'm a hold, mate. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see what the news is on it, buddy. Daz, bring in Dunks or Baker. That's interesting. Well, I'd always say Dunks, but Baker has that DPP status and is a real pod at the moment. So I'll need to look into the numbers in more detail and try to get some context to that. Corso going Sheldrick at 160k. Couldn't have fallen home, so went O'Connell. Ouch, that hurts, doesn't it, man? Thoughts on Cooper Lord as a cash cow? $22 playing West Coast is friendly. And then North, very friendly. 96, 64, 68. Oh, the price is a little bit awkward for me, mate. We'll ask Janet that one on the potty. I can't give you a response on that. My initial response would be no, without knowing enough about what he's been doing, mate. Sam Doherty, I've brought in this Shawnee man. Is that an appropriate option? Yeah, well, look, the doc looked really good. We know he went back to the VFL to get back to that backline role because he wasn't getting it in the majors or in the main team. So 13 for break even. He's had a couple of really nice weeks, hasn't he, coming into West Coast and North? Yeah, 118 to 107. The only issue is he's got that midfield only status, but surely by round 18, which it's a little while away, isn't it? He'll get that DPP. So look, I don't actually mind it. Look, his body, who knows? He's a soldier. But with the upcoming run that they've got, I actually don't mind it too much. Yeah, you could really cash in here in particular. So you absolutely could go Doherty as one of those trash or treasure type selections. He isn't a sub risk. Yep, agree now, mate. He could be maybe in a month or two, but at the moment I don't see it. Placey, yep, was talking up Sheldrick as a pick on Twitter and didn't get him myself. Another Ned Log type pick. Very, very similar, aren't they, mate? And the way that they play. Also even. That's nah, I'm not. Ewan McCluggage being way more consistent than Neil. Absolutely he has, mate. Wish that I had the suitcase. The suitcase. I can't even talk now. I'm going to end this in a minute, guys. Lockie, thoughts on Brian Myers? Yeah, I think a really good pod, mate, that we will feature in Trash or Treasure tomorrow night. Hawksy, I got one trade I like to work, but it doesn't. Get me Johnson, Long, Kako, and Carroll to Butters, McKercher, and Closey. 1.5k left to get 2 forward rookies off field in 6 trades. Probably going to throw F6. I think a lot of us will have to, mate, and just end our dreams of having a really nice 23rd premium. If you've got a bit of forward rookie under 121, let me know. Absolutely not, mate. I think maybe DPP and McCarthy. If you're not going Johnson, the doc, don't mind him, mate. Hexer is contemplating fading Butters. Won't be able to get Kirch this week and Mills next week if that is the case, unless I trade Neil for Butters. It's a possibility, but after this week, I'll only have 8 to 9 trades. It looks like we're in a pretty similar position there, man. And I need to work out if you've been watching since the start, whether or not to trade out your Neil types or not. It's super tough at the moment. Currently need 3 primos as of now. Yeah, it's tough when you get to your trades because we can't really bank on particular cash gen, can we? And do we have enough trades to be bringing in a Mills, McKercher, and then out, if that's what your plan is? Probably not. Matty, looking back at my trades, bringing in Anderson around 11 was the wrong primo. With the trades I'm making this week, I'll be at 17 primos, lesson learned for next year's buys. It's tough, isn't it, man? And even the best plans that you lay for the buys always go out the window because we can't plan for the carnage, unfortunately, mate. Shawnee, gone with the Port matchup, a clear C option. Absolutely he is, mate. I'll have to, what's the fixture again here? Here's the last one. Cherry will have time, 7:34. Oh, yeah, absolutely. That is just perfect, isn't it? Got to go that. Bugger the bond. Just go the 2 big boys, I think. What's the highest Supercoach score you've seen? Have not looked at any leagues whatsoever, brother. So couldn't tell you, unfortunately. Sorry, Joshy. Scorched, how are you, mate? All the way from NZ. Love you, mate. Had to add eating my dark chocolate while watching the pod. We've talked about the old golds, mate. And Chocky Neal, again, old gold for me. And don't mean to offend the old gold lovers, but just, he's no flake, is he, mate? CJC, like Quainer as a pod after his buy. Have not looked at him, mate. I must admit, seems to have a role change and he's getting more of the footy. Very nice, mate. No Maynard, though. CJC, don't know what that's all about. I'm talking about a player, Scott. I think you guys are having your own convo here. Not with it. But that is the end of the comments, guys. So if you've watched this round review, it has not given you much info because I've chopped and I've changed. I've looked at the different options that I've got. I suppose in a nutshell, what I'm thinking at the moment is I'm looking at a Primo potentially down to a Mills or McKercher, a Doherty. I just don't know if that's the right way to go about it. And do I just focus on keeping the big dogs in my team that I've got and focusing on maybe not having that great 23rd? Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. I've been going for about an hour and 10 so far and still no closer to it. We'll have the potty tomorrow night where the balls will hopefully help me with my trades and guide us through. We'll have all the big topics, all the big discussion points, every relevant player, as well as a tier list and our trades and all that sort of jazz. The boys will be back with the best captain options, although I think Cherry and Gorn, if you've got them, are pretty much no-brainers. All of a sudden, the comments have just gone bang, bang, bang. Placey, Grundy's been on a tear. Wow. Someone asked about Grundy the other week, and I said that TDK was a better option, but again, maybe it's just that he hurt me last year. Some of the pods are looking like elephantitis. Absolutely, Causa. You are the elephantitis man. And I think that this year, mate, we need a bit of elephantitis. That's a point. Mate, being a content creator, you're worried about making some crazy moves, and sometimes you go too sensible. So I'm with your cause. I need a bit more elephantitis. I'm not sure. Sorry, Joshy. I haven't seen too many, mate. I haven't seen any. I haven't even checked out the leagues, mate. G, do you like to close at 120? Oh, mate, it's so tough. I know Scobes is an owner, isn't he? But do you trust Chris Scott? Can we just go with McCarthy early over this bloke? I just don't know about his job security, mate. Look, he could be an option we look at, but does he get a full game? If you reckon he does, then I say yes, if you think he gets a full game, mate. But I just can't tell you at the moment, brother. Enjoyed watching the stream. I appreciate you, Shawnee, mate. Thank you very much, man. Cheers, the stream. Going to be a tough week for trades this week. I appreciate you, CJ. And yeah, man, I just don't know what to do. Maybe I need a couple more of these and it'll all start to make sense. I'm not too sure, man. Are you going to do the players' ratings again? They were terrific. Absolutely will, Daz. So Janeth has already organised the tier there, and we'll give all of our ratings, mate, particularly with the St Kilda and Freo players coming off the bye. But we'll also have the Trash and Treasure segment where we'll look at anyone basically up to Naz's price. So that'll be your Dohertys, your McKerchers, your Mills. I know not this week, but looking into the future type picks, the Darcy type picks even, what to do about JHF. There's going to be a heap discussion, going to be a massive potty, and we got some really good feedback with the tiers last week, so we'll definitely continue to do the same thing all the way up into the buys, mate. What am I doing here? Sorry. Dia, can you get Jonathan to split up the primos into categories, super primos, and fake primos? Potentially, mate. I know that. What do you got in the tier list? I don't know how many tiers we can add to it because I don't do it. Janet's the one that sets it up, but anything we can do to help, mate, we absolutely will. Gone into TDK versus Eagles for me. Sherry tempting, but like those two. JJ, if you think that is the way to go, mate, then it's hard to argue, isn't it, with TDK versus Eagles? Sherry tempting, yeah, it's hard to deny, actually, mate. You probably would for this week go your TDK, wouldn't you? Because we've seen what players do to the Eagles rucks. That's a good call, mate. Placey, cheers. Yeah, I love your work, mate. All the best for your moves this week and hopefully a big round for us in round 14. Appreciate you, Placey. Much love to you, brother. An absolute legend, mate. Sam, love your work there. Appreciate all the content you pump out, legend. Much appreciated to you as well, Sammy. Hey, without all the viewers, mate, wouldn't be worth putting out the content. So thank you very much, mate. And Scorched Earth, made my trades already. We'll try not to change them 6 times before Tuesday. Do you know what, Scorch? Now, I'm all over the place this week, but usually I work out some pretty decent trades and then change them during the week. Maybe I just need to focus on my initial trades, trust the gut, and not get sucked into any other dodgy moves, mate. So, yeah, another lesson, as we say each week, is trust your gut. I need to start doing that. So that is the end of the comments, guys, and that is going to be the end of the round review. We did a bit of a live one this week, given the short turnaround. Just pumped out the Sunday Talkbook Sunday. Monday talk back. So feel free to check that out. Did a big Q&A there as well. Remember, JG, Scobes, and Vernsey will be back. The boys will be back tomorrow night with the first edition of the year and maybe the last edition of the year of Tuesday Rage Trades. Normally it's tonight, but obviously with the Monday game, they couldn't get around to that. So tomorrow night, check that out. Then we'll have the Supercoach Sword Play podcast to record. If I can get to the stocky this week, I will, but good to know that there will be some stock market slides within the podcast. So if I don't get to the stocky for any reason this week, life has absolutely been getting in the way. We'll have a bit of an element to that within the podcast. I think it was one of the high viewed podcasts last week and probably the best feedback we've got for the year. So we'll definitely take that on board and make that an absolute banger. Probably the most exciting thing out of everything, though, is the new GDS competition that's going to be up, I think, tomorrow night live. Jonathan Roscoe are going to get into some packs and give you all the details on how you can enter. It is free. You're going to be getting a heap of great stuff. And the competition actually starts from this week. So it is not too late to jump on board. It is actually the perfect time to jump on board the Game Day Squad. Am I missing any content? Probably, but we'll have a stack of it coming up for you this week. I'm going to get to these last comments because they keep coming as soon as I start to finish. But Bailey says, Neil Ashy and trainer for Tom Stewart, McKercher, and Baker. Man, that is Pod City. It's an elephantitis type move. So if you got if you've got a bit of an elephantitis type approach to the game and you're desperate at the moment for some cash, I would go there. But generally speaking, the usual answer would be no, my friend. Matty Murphy, got to keep going. Roberts, 100% the trade over him. Easy switch to Nazaya. Lashcroft needs to go along with a rookie to Johnson. I feel is way to go for you. Appreciate that, Matty, and that is a more sensible move, I think, mate. Staple thoughts on sideways underperforming Primo, Dunkley, Chera, Will Ashcroft, Sarong, Merritt, or even Marshall at flex to Butters. Chera has not been underperforming whatsoever, mate. Chera's been an absolute gun for us, so I wouldn't agree he's been underperforming. Ashcroft, I think, has been okay. Sarong has been okay. She's just a low ton type man. Merritt's one that you're a little bit worried about with that role change. Dunkley has been down, but then was the best Brisbane mid, apart from, I think, McCluggage on the weekend. Marshall, yeah, a little bit dicey, but Butters, I think that you do want in, mate. So if you've lost the faith, you can go for it. But generally speaking, if you can keep these guys, I probably would. And Jonas, my man, thanks again. Great stream. I appreciate you coming on, mate. Always a great supporter of the channel. And as I always say, it doesn't happen without the viewers. So, guys, that is it from me for now. I've already talked about all the content that is upcoming. If you haven't already, check out the supercoachswordplay.com website. Got all the merch there. We support the Royal Children's Hospital and we'll continue to do that. Hopefully, we can get up to the $400 mark by the, let's say, in another month. That'd be a really big achievement for us. So that's it for me, guys. Much love. All the best. And I'll see you very, very soon in the next one.